Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe by clicking on the notification icon. Thank you. So today we'll be talking about calculation under power. Calculation under power. In our last class, we only did work and energy. So today is power. Now, starting with power. Power is the time rate of doing work, or the rate at which work is done. That is the meaning of power. So mathematically, power has its own formula, which is power is equals to work done over time, which is the symbol is P is equals to W over T, whereby we know that work done is a derived quantity because it has its own formula on its own. And the formula for work done is force times distance over T. And we also noted when we did work done last that we have work done against gravity, because the force here in work done is also something that has a formula. It's also a derived quantity. It has its own formula, and thereby the formula for work done against gravity is mgh over T. So these are the three formula that you can use to calculate for power in terms of work. Now, where letter P is equals to power and the measurement or its unit is in watts, or you can say joule per seconds. How do we get joule per seconds? Joule per seconds is through the formula work done over time, whereby we remembered that the unit for work is joule and that of time is second. So that's why it is called joule per second. Now, letter W is work done, and work done is measured in joules, which is capital letter J. Now, that of force or F is force, and the unit is in Newton, which is capital letter N. D is called distance, and the unit is in meter. That's just M. Now, M is in mass, and the unit is in kilogram, which is kg. G is acceleration due to gravity and is a constant, whereby we know that the G is equals to 10 meter per second square, or 9.8. Now, T is time in second, which is small letter s. The abbreviation for second is S. Now, H is called height in meter. Height is also a distance, so it's in meter, which is small letter m. Now, example, they said a boy of mass 960 gram climbs up to 12 steps, each of height 20 centimeter in 20 seconds. Full stop. Calculate the power of the boy. Now, whenever you see a question, a word problem question, the first thing you have to do is to write your solution out. Then you have to write data given. So at first, because I'm saying calculate the power of the boy, that definitely means that is what I'm looking for, which I don't know yet. So my P is equals to question mark. Sometimes you might not see calculate. Sometimes you might see what is, or you will see how far, or you see how much, or you see how long, or you see determine. There are so many words that they can use. So you just be careful while reading your question to know what and what you are looking for, so you can write it out and you will have the idea of what you are solving for. Now, if we start writing the remaining parameters, they said a boy of mass 960 gram. 960 gram. Now, it means that our M is equals to 960 gram. But that is why we are to take note of our units, because when I was giving us the units, the meaning of their of the formula and their units, mass in this place is measured in kilogram, which is kg and not gram. But in this question they put gram, so the first thing you have to think of is to change this gram to kilogram. You cannot solve that way. Why? Because that is not the unit they want from you. The unit they want from you is kilogram, not gram. So we have to change gram to kilogram, and kilogram or kilo is a power of 3, like something that has 3 zeros is 10 raised to power 3. Is something that has 3 zeros. So if the thing is in gram and you want to change it to kilogram, is to divide by 1000, because 1000 is something that has 3 zeros in the power of 10. So that's 960 divided by 1000. We will get our answer in kilogram, which is 0.96 kg. But adibin is not in kilogram. Maybe we are solving for gram. Maybe not this question, but you are solving another thing that you need gram, and your work is in kilogram. To change it, you just multiply. That is 0.96, and kilo, the meaning of kilo is 10 raised to power 3, which is a power of 10. It is a power of 10 that has 3, like raised to power 3. It has 3 zeros. So that is 0.96 times 1000. As you have changed this k means 1000, then you now get your answer in gram. This is what you will get back. So sometimes after changing, if you have gotten your answer, if you want to check maybe you are correct, you can still use your calculator to times it to see maybe you will still get this one back. That means you are actually correct. Now, continuing the question, they said climbs up to 12 steps, each of height 20 centimeter. Now, height in the question, h is 20 centimeter, 20 centimeter. But also, when we are giving the formula, they said h is height, and height is in meter. So always take note of units. Units is very, very important. Height is in meter, not centimeter. Now, centimeter is also a prefix in solving calculation, either maths, anything you are solving. So centi is something that has 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 2 zeros, but its own is a negative. It is the power of 10 is 10 raised to power minus 2. That's that of centi. Centi is in the negative aspect. It's not a positive aspect like a kilo. So centi is a negative. So that's h is equals to 20 centimeters. So we have to change centi, like we want to change what is centi, like the way I said here in this kilo now. Maybe we are changing it back to gram. We know what kilo means. Kilo just means 1000. So it will just be 0.96 times 1000. We will not get our answer in gram. So here now we already have our meter, but centi is blocking our meter. So we have to remove centi from our meter. And centi is a power of 10, that is 10 raised to power minus 2. Or something that has 2 zeros. Just remember like that. Now this is 20 centimeter. So if we are changing it, it will be 20 times the c means 10 raised to power minus 2. Because I've changed the c now, is now 10 raised to power minus 2 meter. Or if you did not remember changing it in a multiplication way, maybe you remember changing it in a division way. Now, minus and division, they have something in common. So if you are using the division way now, the minus will not show, because Adibi want to change this 10 raised to power minus 2 now to normal this to be 0.01. But because division and minus have something in common, the 100 will just, this will just go straight. It will just be positive. It will turn to positive. That's why I said centi is something that has 2 zeros. 2 zeros. So it will be 20 over 100. 20 over 100 meter. Do you see it? So if you use your calculator to times these two, or you divide these two, you are going to get an answer, which is 0.2 meter. Now, I wrote one step because when we're reading the question, they said a boy of mass 960 gram climbs up to 12 steps each of height 20 centimeter. They said climb up to 12 step each of height 20 centimeter. Just like as if somebody is climbing a step. Now, the first feet that the person used to climb is 20, and the person now climb up to it's just like as if somebody is climbing a stair. Like the first feet the person used to climb is 20 centimeter. That is the meaning of what they said here. Like somebody is going to an height, because if you are climbing a step, it's from downstairs, right? From down before you reach up. So the person was climbing, and the person now climbed up to 12. So, and they are trying to tell us that 1 is 20 centimeter, which we have already changed to 0.2 meter. That's for 1. So how many do you think 12 steps will now be? So 12 steps, to get it, is just 0.2 times 12. That is, because if you say 0.2 now is 1 step, that means the second step will be 0.2 plus another 0.2. So instead of us doing plus 12 times, we'll just do 0.2 times 12. Do you get it? So our answer will now be 2.4 meter. So that's the total height. The total height, they said 1 step is 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter. But for 12 steps now, is now 2.4 meter if we change it. So if you like, you can even do 20 times 12 at first. Then you can now change your centimeter to meter if you like. So but it's still the same thing that you get. Now our T is time. They said in 20 seconds. In 20 seconds. Therefore our time will have 20 seconds. Now they did not put gravity. Why? Because they thought that we are supposed to know, because anything gravity, you'll be hearing something is climbing up or something is going down, either like down, depth is going beneath, or it's going higher. So we are supposed to know that gravity is taking place in this kind of question. So we write the his own constant this thing. Then these are the data given. Now our mass is no longer 960 gram but 0.96 kg. So these are all our parameters now. Our mass is no longer 960 gram but 0.96 kg. Also our height is no longer 20 centimeter but 2.4 meter. Then our time is 20 seconds and our gravity is 10 meter per second square. So from the 3 formulas, which of them are we going to use with these parameters that we have? Since it's power that we're looking for that we did not know. So this is the one that we can use, because there is mass, there is gravity, and there is height, and there is also time. So that's why we're using the one against gravity, which is P is equals to mgh over T. Then we'll start imputing our units, our coefficients to them. So P is equals to, what is the mass? Don't forget, the mass is no longer 960 but 0.96 kg. So that's why it's 0.96 that is here, times our gravity is how many? 10. Write it 10 times our h. Now our h is how many? Our h is 2.4. So we write it 2.4. All of them over our t. What is our t? Our t is 20. So write our 20. So you don't solve rushingly. Don't just press calculator like this and so that you get your answer. No, you solve step by step. So this is the first step. Then the second step, you write your p equals to solve all everything that is in the numerator, everything first. If I use my calculator to times everything, this is what I will get, which is 2323.04. Then all over 20. So now the next step is now for me to divide these two. So I cannot do everything here. It's good though, but don't just do everything there. If you are solving, most especially theory question, try and break things down so that you get your complete mark, because most lecturers or most teachers, once they are marking, they look at your step. So you cannot just from here, just one line and you get your answer. No, it's not an objective question. So you follow step. So the next step after this one, now you divide these two. When you divide these two, you get an answer, which is P is equals to 1.152. So if you want to approximate it to either 1 decimal place or 2 decimal place, you can. Or if you want to even leave it as a whole number, you can. But anytime you are approximating, you make sure that if you have write your P, you put the approximation sign so that the person marking it will know that, oh, this is not the real answer, but this is the approximated answer. So if I want to approximate this one, I'll put my approximation sign, then I can write 1 point. I want to approximate now to 1 decimal place. So 5 is something that can round up. Then 5 round up, that means it's rounding, adding 1. Then my 1 will now turn to 2. So 1.2 watts. Do you get it? This is my answer now. Then I can write it in 1 decimal place so that the person that is marking it will know what I did. So that is that for power. Thank you.